Okay, so let's look at the last bit of this chapter. It is the power from the ocean. Ocean is so vast. We talked briefly about desalinization and getting water, drinking water, potable water from the ocean. There have also been lots of power generating systems in the ocean. As we said, ocean is very vast. Even though it's only harvesting 2% of the wind that's blowing on the surface, it's integrating it and producing these waves that keep coming in constantly at the coast. And it also has tides, right? And it has ocean currents. So just like you have winds and windmill and wind power generation in the atmosphere, you also have systems in the ocean which are either using the tides that are sloshing back and forth, or the currents that are going around and can spin the the veins of a watermill as opposed to a windmill, current mill. I don't know, whatever you want to call it, right? So Florida Gulf Stream current system. There are places where the ocean can produce lots of energy, as we saw in the case of offshore wind farms. Moving this energy to land has to be considered in terms of how much energy you can produce and how far you can move it. The other thing is what we mentioned in the case of Argo. Anything you put in the ocean begins to corrode because of the salt, or it begins to have biology growing in it and has biofouling, which can make it difficult for the instruments to function or the machinery to function. Nonetheless, there are functioning ocean energy generation systems already, and there are plans by various corporations, let's say in California, like Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Google, and so on, who have to store a lot of data, these so-called cloud systems where they store data, generate enormous amount of heat. They need cooling systems in addition to power to drive the computers, and they think of generating energy from renewable sources like wind, but also ocean waves, or using the temperature gradients in the ocean. Remember, we have the thermocline and cold waters below. So if you can bring in the cold waters, use it for cooling the systems or buildings, and then put it back into the ocean, you can have a thermal energy generating system, right? There are also robots that are going up and down in the ocean to measure things and use gravity to go down and use the thermal energy to come back up, and so on. So ocean does have a lot of energy. It is being used to generate significant amounts of energy in some places like Netherlands, Denmark, and so on. So something to remember, because as we go forward, obviously we're going to need all the renewable energy we can get to reduce our impact on the environment, as well as to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, right? So this is the end of this chapter. So I will show some animations to reaffirm some of the concepts. We've already seen plenty of animations along the way, so maybe I don't have new animations, but if I do, I'm going to play them in the next podcasts. Okay? Good.